Hey there, it's Eileen Gilbo with The Real Las Vegas at Urban Nest Realty, and I am here today with Taiya Thompson from Crooked Cactus CBD. How did you come to live in Las Vegas?
Well, first, thank you for inviting me to be on The Real Las Vegas.
You're welcome.
Here. And I think it's a wonderful thing that you're doing for the community and showcasing all of the real people that live here and showing people we don't live in the hotels.
What? Yes, there are real people who live here. We have real businesses.
We have real businesses.
Real lives.
We have children. Raising children in Las Vegas. Oh my God. You know.
I didn't know that was allowed.
I had somebody actually ask me once, is there buffalo there? And I'm like,
buffalo? Where do they think we live?
I know, exactly. So you are doing our community an amazing service by showing people how giving and how loving and how real and what a great city we have. So
well, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
So what brought me here is I was living in Los Angeles at the time, and for 19 years I worked as a certified financial planner and wealth advisor to some pretty ultra wealthy families, and I was working for the largest mutual fund company in the world at the time, and they were opening an office here in Las Vegas, actually Henderson, because the owner of our company at the time had all that stigma that most people do about Las Vegas. And so our office, it was kind of a joke that they went to Green Valley Henderson so that they could tell the owner of our company, no, we're not in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, we're a legit company.
We are legit, we are in Henderson.
Right, yeah.
So that office opened, and my assistant manager at the office in LA became the manager here. And I really enjoyed working with her, and I had all these aspirations to move up in the company. And so I thought it would be a good opportunity to come here, and that was in 2004.
Okay.
And I had these plans where I'm going to come, I'm going to do my job, I'm going to kick butt, right? I'm going to get that next promotion and go back to LA, maybe 2 or 3 years most.
Yeah.
And now here we are filming this in 2020, so 16 years later, still here, loving Las Vegas, calling it my home, obviously put down roots, raising kids, raising a business, and have no plans of leaving Las Vegas anytime soon.
Yeah, it's an amazing transformation that takes place. I talked to a lot of people who were somewhat resistant to move here, knew they were going to hate it, but like you, set a goal and said, this is my end date, this is when I plan to leave town, and end up calling it home.
A complete stepping stone. This was like one stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my now husband, we weren't married when we moved here, but he was like, you know what, I love you.
But something is wrong.
I will follow you, but, we are in agreement that we are coming back. Yeah. And at the time, he's like, I don't want to know that I'm living in Las Vegas either. I don't want to see the Strip.
Right.
I don't want to have any casino around me. And so we went as far away as we could, like almost to Boulder City.
Yeah.
Like at the time, the last exit off the 95.
Right.
Like wagon wheel.
Right.
And was in this like little community nestled up against the mountain right there.
Yeah.
And, you couldn't see the Strip. You could hardly see any lights at all at that point. Nothing was built out there.
Yeah.
There could have been buffalo out there.
There could have been. Yeah. We do have buffalo in town.
Really?
Yeah, there's a ranch out off of like Rainbow and Centennial Parkway in the Northwest.
North, yeah.
And there are buffalo on this ranch.
Way.
Yeah. I'll give you the insider info on where you can find them.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
I'll take my daughter and she can do some TikTok videos.
Exactly, because there's horses, there's long-steered cattle.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
How neat.
Yeah, it's super cool.
But see, that's what I love about Las Vegas, too, is that you can have ranches and buffaloes and horses and the whole equestrian community,
Yeah.
but then you can go to the Strip and have like in LA or New York or Atlanta, like big city kind of feel,
Right. Yep.
And you have the mom and pop businesses, and then you have like the Michelin star restaurants,
Absolutely.
Just can't get any better.
Yeah, and you go to eat at, where were we? Skinny Fats, and you sit next to Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Normal.
Completely
Totally normal.
He's so friendly, by the way.
He is too. He is. He's always up to say hello. And we're going to find out how she started her business. So, Crooked Cactus CBD. What do you sell? Is it a product?
Yeah, so we think of ourselves as a lifestyle company because
Okay.
we're all about helping people feel better and be better, so that they can show up for the things and people that they love the most, and really just be able to do more of what makes them happy at the end of the day. But we have products that help people do that.
Awesome.
So we are a CBD and essential oil infused health and wellness company. We make topicals and edibles and tinctures that are infused with amazing botanicals that help people, like I said, feel better physically and mentally, emotionally, help them get out of their own way and take their health back and be able to start doing things that they love and do more of it.
Okay, so if you didn't see the first part of this interview, Taiya was in the wealth management field of financial planning. So how did you make the leap from this very, I don't know, what I think of that as a very cerebral business or job to be in, to where now you are a lifestyle company that is focusing on CBD? I mean, how did that leap happen?
You know what? It was when I look back, I can tell that everything that we've been through kind of set me up to have this business and kind of have this lifestyle that we have now, and be in this position to be able to help people in this way. But it was not planned. If you saw the first segment, you would know for 19 years, almost 2 decades, I worked as a wealth manager and a certified financial planner, and I worked with very wealthy individuals. And so, yes, very cerebral, very professional, very high stressed, dealing with people's multi-million family offices. And but while I was in that career, I got married, had children, and my firstborn, Kian, his name is Kian. Today he is 11, but he was born with Down syndrome. And then between age 3 and 6, he went through a huge transformation and it regressed significantly. Lost language, lost his ability to sign language, and all communication, went completely nonverbal. Even stopped holding pencils, utensils, pens, like stopped writing, stopped feeding himself. Very harmful behaviors. Aggressive behaviors, antisocial behaviors, and we were just like, what the heck is going on with our child? And all the doctors at that point were like, well, it's just Down syndrome. And as a mom, I'm like, and somebody who's very ingrained and active in the Down syndrome community, I'm like, I know what Down syndrome looks like, and that's not it. So we had to go through years of advocating and trying to figure out what was going on with Kian. And ultimately, we were able to get the right team put together, and he was given some additional diagnosis. So in addition to the Down syndrome, they also placed him on the autism spectrum, ADHD, sensory processing disorder, and then really scary was something called partial seizure disorder. So he had an epilepsy disorder. And when we found that out, the doctors had suggested a whole cocktail of pharmaceuticals to put him on. Right? Especially with the ADHD and then the epilepsy.
Right.
And both my parents are registered nurses, now retired. But we were listening to all the medications they wanted to put him on, and my parents are like, oh, hell no.
Right.
Like, he's 6 at the time,
Yeah.
and, side effects, a list as long as my arm, up to and including death.
Right.
Right? And then this medications might make him suicidal, so we need to give him this medication to elevate his mood, and then it's going to mess with his thyroid, so we also need to put him on this medication. And
right.
We were just like, time out. Right? So we got the diagnosis, which we were thankful for, but now I figured we've waited this long. Let's really try to find the best way to get his life back and get our life back. Right? If anybody takes care of somebody with special needs, so goes the kid, so goes the family, right? So if Kian is completely antisocial, we can't take him out of the house, he gets kicked out of therapy, kicked out of school, the insurance stopped paying everything. It was a tough time for the family as well. So we were all desperate to be able to help him, but also get our lives back.
Right.
So we went researching, and we tried a ton of different stuff: chiropractic, essential oils, supplements, diet changes, everything that we could do, just hoping that maybe something will click.
Right.
And my wildest dreams, I really only hoped for, maybe we can just knock out one of the medications, or maybe we can decrease the amount that he's on, or maybe we can delay giving it to him. Just trying to be more safe and more natural about it. And thank goodness we, through that research, we found cannabidiol, or CBD, or cannabis oil. At that time, this was almost 5 years ago, it was illegal.
Right.
And it was not sold online. It wasn't sold in stores. It wasn't sold at dispensaries. Of course, at that time, we didn't have the legal adult use market here anyway.
Right.
And so we had to hop in our car and drive to Colorado.
Like many families were doing at that time.
There's a whole movement around medical refugees going to legal states to be able to get the medicine that their families needed.
And as a parent, how would you not? How would you not explore every option that was at your disposal?
Yes.
So kudos to you for, doing what was necessary, to get your child back.
Right.
Rather than, just taking the doctor's words for it. Because I think a lot of times as parents, we don't know that there are other options.
Right.
And until you get to the point where you are desperate, then amazing things come from that.
Yeah, and we didn't take that decision lightly. I mean, I was a product of the 80s and 90s, right?
Yeah, me too.
Just say no.
Right. Nancy Reagan standing there in our heads.
Right, or that image of the eggs, right? Like, this is your eggs in the frying pan. This is your brain.
On drugs.
And this is your brain on drugs, and they're crackling and frying,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to fry my kid's brain, So we did not take it lightly. But when we went through education and research, and we saw all of the other families, specifically with the epilepsy, getting relief in ways that they have not been able to find anywhere else.
Right.
That's exactly what we did. We owe it to him to at least explore it.
Right.
So we hopped in our car. We went, actually my dad did. He drove to Colorado, brought back a bottle, right? We had no one helping us, no support, no guidance.
Yeah.
We had no idea what we were doing. So we fumbled our way through it. It made me feel better that my parents were both nurses, right? So
they were on board.
And they were on board.
Yeah.
And so, we fumbled our way through it, and I just, thank God we found that, because it was only weeks later that we started noticing improvements, and the behaviors started getting better. He started appearing more calmly. Words started popping up.
Wow.
At 3 months, I heard him say mom for the first time in 3.5 years.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, this is it. We are going to focus on this. This is going to be his main supplement. And we did end up doing one medication. But wow, what a transformation that had on our family.
Well, and it had to really, push you to know that you were doing the right thing. I mean, to have a verbal child become nonverbal and then be able to even say anything after that point, I mean, had to just bring all that hope flooding back,
Right.
That you were on the right track.
I can't even explain it. I mean, when I first started sharing my story, I'd be in tears right now. And now it's still
absolutely.
like very emotional, but I've said it so many times. But I'm just now filled with gratitude that we found that plant and that we've been able to improve his life and improve our lives. And now we're just like a normal family.
Wow.
But so because of that, what happened was my parents were not only on board, but they have been advocates for marijuana use my whole life. As a teenager, I didn't think it was cool that, my dad smoked marijuana or whatever. But now I'm like, thank God we had that outlet, because my mom was like, well, when we were doing our research, I was thinking like, oh, it worked, but are we doing it? Is this the right one? Like, is there better oils out there? Is there, now I really need to dig into the research now that I know that it works. And we found that it's super important to know how it's grown, how it's cultivated, how it's processed. And we found out that a lot of the oils that were on the market at the time had things like acetone and chemicals and formaldehyde and just nasty things inside the oil. And now I'm at that double-edged sword. I'm like, so what's better? Like, go to the pharmaceutical companies who like know a certain percentage of their patients die every year, or give him formaldehyde, Right. So my mom is like, well, I've grown marijuana for your dad our whole life, so I may as well, like, if I can grow that, why can't I grow this? Right. And I'll just grow it for Kian.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let's try. So we just started growing our own plants so that, and making our own oils and doing our own extractions out of necessity to give my son something that I felt comfortable with, that was safe.
Yeah, so you knew what was in it. So you grew it, so you knew where it came from and what, if anything else was in that product.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't get more pure than,
growing
it yourself.
Growing the plant yourself, yeah.
Curing it, drying it, extracting it, and then putting it into an oil, right? Like, there's no additional contaminants that are introduced.
Yeah,
like
you are the supply chain from start to finish.
Right? Like, we control the soil, we control the water that goes onto the plant, etc. So, and then we just started producing so much that my mom was like, well, I'll make some into a lotion, and I'll make some into a balm, and I'll make some into, I'll take some of it and make some butter. We just started infusing a lot of different things, and people started noticing and asking. And so then we started, and I'm still working at the time as a financial advisor, and we started teaching other people. Like, okay, well, if you had your own plant material, this is what you would do. This is how you extract it. This is how you cook with it. This is how you make bath bombs or lotions or bath salts and personal products. And here's all the amazing things that you can do with this plant. But then we started running into people that are like, this is great, and I'll keep coming to your classes, but can't I just buy it from you?
Right. We don't want to go through all those, 90 steps to get, what you're getting. Just do
I don't want to grow
us.
the plant. I don't want to extract the plant. I don't want to buy this machine that's going to help me like get it to the state that it needs to be in for us to put it into all of these products. Like, can't we just buy it from you?
Right.
Well, at the time, it was still questionably legal.
Yeah.
And I still had my financial advisor job, which I thought was important to me at that time, right? And so we kind of were at a crossroads. So we did start selling, but it was, Mom, you sell, and I'll just be in the background, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I want to be associated with that yet. Well, I actually got laid off from that job. And at the time, I was crushed, right? Like, no one likes to get fired. But it just became very clear to me at that time that, I've been presented an opportunity, and the legal landscape changed to where it was more legal.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm so passionate about helping people and changing their lives, which I was doing on the money side, helping them be financially free.
Right.
But one of the things that really sat with me when I was doing that work is that it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't have your health,
right.
like, what is it for? Right?
Well, yeah, your
like
quality of life. If waking up every day is misery.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I'm feeling like I'm really giving people the truest wealth, which is the wealth of their health.
Yeah.
And helping people get off medications and helping people live more emotionally stable life so that they don't have to face that anxiety or whatever that's holding them back from doing the things that they want to do and really showing up.
Right.
Showing up for their kids, showing up for their spouses, showing up in their business, showing up for their community.
Yeah.
So if we can get rid of that discomfort, whatever that might be to that person, or at least lessen it to the point where now they can deal with it.
Right.
It's just been absolutely amazing to hear the stories that come from people who are using our products and are changing their lives like it had for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So where can people find your product?
So we're mostly a online retailer
Okay.
at crookedcactuscbd.com. But we have a few stores around town and across the nation that stock our products as well, which you can find our stockists on the website as well.
Awesome. Okay. So if you have more questions for Taiya, you can reach her via the website, right? And try the product. It's amazing. And so, I mean, gosh, to have this be something that was born out of a desperation to, heal your child, you know that you're going to get the best, product that they can provide because they're actually, using this for their own family. Do we love supporting, each other, but other local businesses? So you're going to find out which local business Taiya spends money at, because that's very important, right? When you own your own business, somebody's got to spend money there. And we're going to find out where Taiya loves to go locally. So it could be a local restaurant, a local coffee shop, a locally owned business that you support, a local nonprofit, any of the above. So
any of the above.
Where do you love in Las Vegas?
Now, it's like personally or for business?
Oh no, just personally. So like, I really love supporting local coffee shops that aren't the chain, and we all know who they are. So I love Mothership.
That's a great place.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, I know I had asked somebody on here one time, a local place, and they gave me like some chain that was brand new that had just opened, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's a nice restaurant, but I don't know that they'll have a problem staying open. Right. A local mom and pop place needs butts and seats, so yeah. So I mean, who do you support locally?
Just one? Okay.
No, you can pick as many as you want. If you've got a list, give them to me.
Okay. We'll go coffee shop.
Yeah.
I love Lofty Cafe. Have you been there?
I'm so excited at what I have not been to.
What?
I always feel like I know all the coffee shops because I drink so much coffee. But no, so Lofty
I love
Coffee
Gabby,
Shop.
But you've been there, right?
Yes, I have.
So that's why I chose Lofty, because they're still, I think, it's an untapped place.
Yeah.
That's still a little bit of a secret.
Okay.
It is off of Robindale and Warm Springs.
Okay.
There's like a Dairy Queen on the corner.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of stores facing Rainbow. And then on the side that's facing Robindale, Rainbow and Robindale.
Okay.
And then on this little side over here that's facing Robindale is the cafe.
Okay.
So it's a little bit hard to find if you don't know, to kind of go around to the side of the building. But Lofty Cafe, they're like, I think they're open almost 24 hours. They might close at like 3 a.m. and then open at 5
wow.
a.m. or something. So no matter what time you need to go grab some coffee or have a great spot to work, like the Lofty Cafe is amazing. And what I get there is it's like a Korean tea and coffee shop, and they have these amazing little pastries. But the milk tea.
Oh, my kids
Korean
love milk tea.
So I get the rose milk tea with the Earl Grey base.
Okay.
And it's amazing.
All
Lofty
right.
Cafe.
So
That's
Lofty
my favorite
Cafe.
coffee spot.
We will be there.
Yes. For a personal like self-care, love Salt Room.
Okay.
You probably heard that from a lot of your guests, because we all have to take care of ourselves and recharge. But Ava and the Salt Room is just absolutely amazing. She does phenomenal things for the community. She just allowed me to host my mom's group. I have a group of almost 300 moms, all mothers of children with Down syndrome, and we're a support group, and we try to get together as often as we can, and so she hosted us there to kind of kick off the new year. So love the Salt Room, and she has a location in Henderson as well as Summerlin.
Just opened.
So if you're in Henderson, on that side of town, absolutely check her out.
Do you want to explain a little bit about what Salt Room is?
So the name says it. It's a salt room. It's a cave. It's a cave that is just completely made out of salt. The walls, the floor, and then they pump the salt through the filtration system. And there's the term is called halo therapy, salt therapy, and there's just an amazing number of health benefits that come from being exposed to the positive ions in the salt and then breathing the salt in and getting it into your system. Better sleep, better skin, less stress.
I think it helps with asthma, respiratory things as well.
I went in on Saturday with a stuffy nose, came out, I'm completely clear.
Yeah, and she has I know the Summerlin location, I'm sure the Henderson location does as well, but she has a kids room. So your kids can go in, they can be in this environment, they can play, they can, do all the things that kids do. They don't even know that there is, any health benefit to this whatsoever, but they are getting that salt infiltrated, in that room, So it's amazing.
Kian gets tons of respiratory issues, and you can just put them in there, and what kids do these days actually isn't playing, it's like watching YouTube.
Right. So they can sit in there. So they can
just take their iPad and kind of just sit there, and you might be able to duck out into the mommy cave while they're in there, but just amazing. And then I just love that she's a businesswoman and an amazing mother and a phenomenal champion for women in the community as well.
She really is. Yeah.
Professionally, Katia D'Egidio and her two businesses, ATAC Solutions, and then now she also has a physical store called The Computer Show, is just phenomenal. Like, my books would not be in order if it was not for Katia. She has ATAC Solutions is her consulting. She helps small businesses really with the processes and becoming profitable. She's really a numbers person. Let's dig into your business. Let's figure out, what are you spending? What's your best sellers? What's not working? Where are you wasting money? Let's get you making some money. And so she's just been instrumental in consulting for my business and making sure, because I didn't know, right? I came from wealth management, but personal finances is so much different than corporate financing. Right? I wasn't dealing with profit and loss statements or inventory.
Well, and small business financing is, totally
completely different. And then going from a service-based business to a product-based business where I'm having to worry about vendors and supply chain, and when I sell a product, it's a combination of how many different ingredients that are all raw materials, and then you have the bottle, the dropper, the closure, the label.
How do you keep track of all that?
With Katia.
Well, and Katia, iTech Solutions, I actually have an interview with her as well. So
awesome.
I'll link it onto this as well, so you can find it and watch it.
Yes, so absolutely love her. And then now she has a physical store now called the Computer Show, very centrally located off of Sammy Davis Jr. and Fashion Show. I
Yeah,
want
so
to
it's
say.
kind of right behind the Fashion Show Mall, right?
Yeah, like by Trump and Fashion Show Mall, like in that area. And any IT needs, any new computers that you need, like viruses in your computer, helping you be more productive with your software and your hardware, networking, not networking like networking with people, but networking your computer system. Which obviously I have no idea what that is, but I don't need to.
But Katya does.
Yes, because I have Katya. And an amazing resource for the community is in the Computer Show. There's a little area where she has a table and chairs and coffee set up, and she makes that available for business owners to take meetings or drop in and work. So if you need a place to, meet with a client real quick and you need that central location, or whenever I'm working on my finances and I'm in Zoho Books, which is what she helped get me set up on, I'm like, okay, I could either do this in my office or I can just go sit with Katya.
And be like, excuse me, I have a question over here.
Yes.
I'm stuck.
It wants me to match this transaction. I have no idea what I'm doing, and then she'll come over and she'll help me. So taxes this year, no problem.
Yeah,
with Katya.
Good, awesome. All right, anything else you can think of?
Nonprofit. I'm super excited about this because it's brand new. And so there is an organization, it is a national organization that has chapters in a variety of different states, but it's called Gigi's Playhouse.
Okay.
And what it is it's an excellence center and for individuals with Down syndrome. And so Gigi's Playhouse is a place where families can go completely free. There's never a charge. And get therapies, get inclusive play, get resources.
That's amazing.
Yes. And so they have just did their first phase. They've got their application in. They've got the go-ahead.
Okay.
They've got a campaign going on right now called Believe in Our Build. And really just getting the team is together. And so you guys will be, if you're going to follow me, which you should, Crooked Cactus CBD everywhere, then you'll be seeing a lot, because I'm really going to get behind supporting this organization and bringing this amazing facility to Las Vegas for all of the families that are supporting individuals with Down syndrome.
That's awesome. All right, so you have a whole bunch of places besides Taiya to check out. I am actually going to get the information for her mom's group, which is supporting moms who have special needs kids. So if you need that support, you can have a place, you can get together and support one another. I'll also support all the businesses that she mentioned and Gigi's Playhouse. So we will get all of that information below. So as you can see, there are so many wonderful businesses, business owners, organizations in Las Vegas that you can support, and we will continue to give you updated information on all of them as we go. So thank you so much, Taiya.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome.
And thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely. So go follow Taiya on Crooked Cactus CBD everywhere, and we will see you the next